Okay folks, as you can tell, I've got that engine back together pretty well back together. So I probably missed some steps here for the video. It was kind of hard to tape and put this thing back together with one hand. So I'm going to have to find a better solution to make my videos. I guess I could use a tripod. Or I was thinking about doing the head mount. The straps that mount on your forehead. But anyway, for now, engine's back together. Now I'm working on the head. As you can tell, it's pretty dirty. I've tried to clean it and it's just not coming off. So today I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try soda blasting. I've been looking it up online. It looks pretty interesting. So I borrowed a tool from a friend of mine, and I've got a small compressor. I'm just not too sure if the compressor I have is going to have enough power for me to blast this properly, and if it doesn't, I'm going to have to go over to his place because he's got a humongous compressor. He's got a big shop there, and I'll have to do it at his place, and if that's the case, then that's what I'll have to do. And here's the frame on my bench. I'm sanding it down. This one is going to be for my wife. She wants me to paint it Tiffany blue. So I got to find that paint somewheres. I've taken the steering column off, as you can tell, right here. And these are all the little ball bearings right here. That's for the top part of the steering mount. And that's for the bottom part. Don't lose those. So I'm going to clean them all up. And then I'm going to apply a light coat of grease and then put them back in. And they kind of sit here. That's the bottom part of the column. So the bearings, ball bearings kind of sit in there. And then on the frame, let me turn this upside up. On the frame, here's the top part. They sit here. And then the whole column goes in. Here, I'll show you guys how it looks. Okay, so with the steering column on, as you can see right here, that's the bottom part. That's the top part. On the top part, your bearings sit all along inside here, and then there's a screw cap on top. And the bearings are also, of course, they'll be in here. So everything rides on those little ball bearings, so you can turn it back and forth like this, right? Like that. Nice and smooth. So none of them are pitted. They all look good. There was just old grease in there, so I cleaned it all up. And then I'll put fresh grease and I'll put it all together, repack it together. Okay, here are my parts that I've painted black. Turned out pretty good. All the stuff that was chrome, that was pitted, I sanded it down and gave it a coat of self-etching primer. Here's how it turned out. Pretty good. So a coat of self-etching, actually 2 coats of self-etching primer, and then 2 coats of a regular primer, like a filler primer, and then I shot it to a gloss black 2 coats. Turned out pretty good. So I did that with anything that was chrome that was pitted. I even did it with the handlebars too. The handlebars were pretty bad, and I didn't want to buy new ones, not yet anyway, until I get this bike running and I know everything's working fine. So here's the one with the handlebars. So it turned out pretty good. I mean, not bad. It's a dirt bike. Remember, it's going to be used in the dirt. So, and I've got the rear swing arm right now, right here. As you can tell, it's on primer. So that one's ready for paint. That's going to be that Tiffany blue. Okay, so I'm going to try a soda blasting the heads. Not too sure how it's going to turn out. But anyway, I'll post it. I think a lot of it has to do with your compressor. I don't have much of a compressor. I've only got about an 8-pound compressor, so we'll see what happens. Okay, I just got done soda blasting the heads. Came out pretty good. Took most of it off. I mean, my compressor is not the strongest. I noticed that when I was fully charged, the compressor, then it worked really well. So somebody with a good sized compressor, this would actually be a good idea to use soda blasting. Worked really good. Not too bad at all. And I even did the base nice and clean. This was all dirty. Came out pretty good. No complaints. Like I said, it would work better if you had a good sized compressor. And it's called soda blasting. Works. Okay, for those who are wondering about your front shocks, how to change the oil seal. Well, it's not that difficult. Get a snap ring. I've already taken this one apart, so there's a snap ring right here. You take this off. Okay. Once you get this off, you actually take this part and you just kind of move it up and down really hard, and then the seal right here will actually pop out right there. That seal will just pop right out, and you'll be able to replace it with a new one. And this is what it looks like right here. I've got it right here. This is what it looks like. And not that expensive, and well worth replacing, so you don't put all this back together and put some oil in there and realize it's leaking. Well, here's the frame. I gotta kind of hang it up here. I got it sanded down, grind off the rust. There's a bit of rust on it here and there, just surface rust. And what I'm gonna do now is give it a coat of the self-etching primer, probably 2 coats, and then I'll give it 2 coats of that primer, that filler primer. It fills in all the little imperfections, and then well, it'll be the paint.